Hello.
That was nice and formal, mate.
Was it?
Real formal, yeah.
Sorry. We've got a guest.
Hello. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm here.
Hello, PH.
Why do you call him PH?
PH, Poppy. Poppy, and what's your last name?
What?
I don't want to give it away.
And doesn't even know my last
Pops.
name.
Hodgkinson.
Can I just
Yeah.
see my
Hodgkins.
The floor is
Close.
yours.
Hodgkins.
close? Yeah.
Yeah, Hodgkinson's, isn't it?
Hadkinson. Poppy. Valentine Hadkinson.
To be fair,
P. Haddy.
if you
Hey,
if
P.
you-
Haddy.
if you could pick a name, that's a pretty strong name.
P. Haddy. Faddy. If you put the P and there's no dot.
It's a stretch. Okay.
So Poppy, we have invited you as a friend and as someone that's pretty inspiring. And yeah, tell us who you are.
No pressure. So my name is Poppy Valentine Hadkinson.
Hadkinson, yeah.
Hadkinson, Elliot.
That's a H-A-D.
And that is. And I work as a presenter, TV presenter.
That's all right.
I've done many different projects.
Go on.
No, what? No, I mean, there's been lots
Project.
of That sounded...
No, that sounded seedy. I'm going to give you that straight away. Because I've done a lot of projects and not all of them have been good. And you were like, I've done a lot of projects.
Yeah, I really don't know why I said it like that. Maybe because it's true. No, I have done lots of
Are there loads
projects.
of
No, none of which are CD
Yeah.
for the record. None of them
100%
CD. No,
CD.
none of them CD. Not since the last one anyway.
Yeah.
None of them CD. And I've been doing it for about 10 years now. It wasn't what I expected I'd get into.
Yeah.
For a number of reasons, because I didn't think the opportunity was there for me, because I used to have lots of health problems.
Yep.
But lo and behold, here I am 10 years later.
Smashing it.
Life. Oh,
Being a legend, a
thank
health
you.
problem.
Yeah, I should have come with a health hazard.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's a given.
That's right.
Well, to be fair, the reason why we have picked you to be on the show is because...
Nobody else was available.
Well, no, not quite. Not quite. We're not exactly paying you either.
No, it's
so,
legit.
Me and Elliot have got a very almost like single-minded approach of where we're trying to go with our careers in terms of leaving the corporate world. But you're not the first person to say this. I've had some people say, mate, why are you taking the mick out of the corporate world? That's my life. That's what pays the bills, which is fair enough. Like there are parts to it that I think need to be like respected and applauded. And your kind of journey isn't necessarily the same as ours. So you've got like a different, like almost like trigger point as to where and why you went into presenting.
I was generally, well, I think some of the stuff, this is like the little therapy that Luke's been giving me, but I was never encouraged.
Is this a
to kind of-
therapy session?
It
into one.
crosses over.
I'm
A
fine
lot
with
of
that.
it does cross over though. But were you in cut? Like I was never in cut. I had to kind of go out and try and like see for myself that those things were possible. If you know what I mean.
Yes,
And then
yeah.
we've spoken about like me feeling like I shouldn't be doing this. Like it almost felt like a weird secret that I was doing comedy.
Imposter
Yeah.
syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. I mean, it's a real thing. I still get that now with roles. I massively get it. I had an interesting journey, you'd probably say. So I did my A-levels, and I was told that I should have gone to university. Not actually by my family, but
What would you
other
study?
people. Probably events, which is what I went into. So
Okay.
I went into events, but I wasn't very well, in
Yeah.
all honesty. So I've had quite a few health problems.
Do you want to chat about that? What's the?
Happy to say, just I wasn't very good at what it should be really easy, which is breathing. Just I failed at it.
Yeah.
I failed at breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a really severe, in fact, the actual diagnosis of it, which is really long-winded, is severe and brittle, life-threatening asthma. I mean, talk about
Wow.
a mouthful. I mean, it got me a lot of attention.
So
Got
every
me
breath
with
now
it.
is just basically you succeeding at life.
I would say, oh, thank you. I have actually got...
That's pretty deep, wasn't it?
But it was very deep, but actually that's not far off. I've got a tattoo that says, with every breath I count my blessings, which is...
P. Haddy. I
It's
thought it was going to be
P.
like with every breath you take.
Yeah.
Like it. See? P.
Something.
Haddy.
I do like that, though.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, the speed. That's
Mate,
quick. That
honestly.
was.
Well, it did go full circle then.
It did.
Yeah.
And
It did.
wordplay,
Yeah.
spotting that. But yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
No.
I've
It's
made
you.
a joke out of what was a very
It's fine.
serious.
It's only my health, Elliot. It's fine. It's not. It's not
You said I was really short earlier, so.
I did not. No,
You did.
I think it was little.
Oh god, I hate myself.
I bet you're glad you had me in. So I did my A-levels, was told by a number of people that I should be going to uni because that was the right thing to do. And uni can be amazing, but I also really didn't have that option because I was very unwell. I was struggling to do 4 weeks of school, and then when I went into work, 4 weeks of work because of my asthma. So it was a really severe form of it. I just would have weeks of struggling to breathe until eventually my lungs would give out.
Yeah.
So I was in and out of hospital 3 to 6 times a year, and then I've been intubated, so on a life support 4 times.
Is that what they do with COVID people?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So on a ventilator.
Do you know that you've got that in?
Do I?
Like. Do you like wake up and be like, ah shit, I've got a massive tube down my neck?
Really? Okay, so the first 3 times, gosh, I really went for the attention seeking on this. So for the first 3 times, my brother actually said to me, he's like, the things you'll do for attention.
Yeah, planned it.
Whilst you're in the hospital bed, he's like, this has always been the case.
Yeah, this is just so you.
Yeah, and it is, you know. Drama. So the first 3 times, I don't remember it happening. I woke up and actually, so my dad lives abroad, my dad's Arabic, and the first time it happened when I was 13, they said, look, any family you've got abroad, anyone else, you need to get them over because we don't know how this is going to go. And I woke up next to my dad, which just completely spun me out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first 3 times, no, the last time I was semi-awake when they took the tube out, so I do remember some of it. The last time was the most traumatic, and it was actually that was really the catalyst for what I do now.
So what do you mean with that?
So I was signed off work.
I've had a tube taken out of me throat. I'm going to be a presenter, honestly.
Is that not most
no,
people's
they are.
journeys?
That is definitely the jump that most people have taken, I think.
Big jump.
I thought this was really quite a common.
Yeah, no, it's a common thread. That's what I'm saying. You're not alone.
Okay, good. So when I had that tube taken out,
yeah,
and I suddenly went, whoa, woke up and was like, I want to be a presenter. No, in all seriousness, I was signed off work. I was signed off work, and I'd always been interested in media, never really thought it was something I'd be able to get into. I went down the route of events and marketing. I've had some really cool events jobs. I've had some very corporate jobs as well, some of which I've loved, some of which did my head in. And I knew I couldn't stay in forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was just at home, signed off work, bored, told I couldn't drive, told I couldn't go out and see my friends, and I just applied to loads of channels until eventually one of them took me on, and that's kind of how it started.
So what I thought this is there with Poppy's story, it's more like the job that she has now is she's reached kind of where we're trying to reach to. It doesn't matter whether it's freelance or self-employed or whatever, you're kind of you're on the other side almost of what we're trying to get to, because you do proper love presenting, don't you?
I absolutely love it. I just love to chat. In fact, my mum's previous partner, I'm going really deep with some of these stories.
It's what happens in the studio. It's what happens.
Honestly, I cried first episode, man.
Therapy.
Did you?
Yeah.
Can someone get that clipped for me?
So you can tear me apart.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, can that happen again tonight?
That can happen for the 14th time tonight. And I'll sign up with it.
Fantastic.
Right.
But we promote going deep, so.
Okay, well. Oh no! I was late.
And that is also a quote that's available on most porn websites.
Oh, you know when I said that I did projects that were seedy? This is one of them.
Yeah, this is the seediest one I've been in as well.
Wow, yeah.
Let's stage a walkout, man.
Colour of my face out.
I'm not sure I'll be putting this on the CV or in the showreel.
No. You can get some clips of the stories, but don't put the full episode in.
Can you just take out 80% of what's being said today? And
what's the seediest thing that you... What's the seediest... Are we allowed to say?
No, I don't think we need to go down that route.
No, but we can take it out if it doesn't work. What's the seediest stuff that you got approached for?
Okay, so this one's very arty, you might argue. So not necessarily seedy, but wasn't really for me. This didn't actually happen that long ago. So I had a new showreel made. So I had new footage filmed, had a fancy new showreel, and I set up a presenter email. So my specific, tailored for jobs presenter email.
phaddypresenter.co.uk.
phaddypresenter.
Nailed it.
Legend.com. No.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Guilty.
No.
Little L.
I also never said that.
Also
I
your
also
rapper
never
name.
said that.
She did say little.
I didn't. I absolutely
Massive
didn't.
emphasis on the two T's as well, little. Which
Stop.
real hurt, to be honest. But yeah, sorry.
Not so much that you're not going to cry though, right?
No, that's later. So I digress though. So it was art.
So this showreel went out on the website for the company that helped me put it together, and I also have my email on there. And anyway, I got my first job email through going back a few months ago, and my partner sat next to me and I grabbed his arm because we both had our laptops up because we were looking at going away, and I was like, oh my goodness, I've got an email to my presenter email. And I opened it up. In fact, I could probably even read it, but I'll give you the shorthand. Hi Poppy, hi. I've seen your show reel and it's fantastic. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I was honestly, I was about to wet myself. I was so excited.
Yeah.
And then it went on to say, have you ever considered modelling or acting? Okay, where's this going? We are looking for somebody to be a model for our life drawing class. So that was my first job off my most recent show reel.
What? As in life
as
drawing?
in naked.
You be
to me to be the model.
model.
They did say they were a really cool, comfortable group of people, and I'm sure they were, and I politely
I mean,
denied.
I'm going to be
Not
honest.
the first job you envisioned.
It's not the
I've
first one
emailed so many people, so it's really good that you got back to me on that email, by the way. And I still do host those life drawing classes if anyone wants to come around. Currently, it's just fellas coming. But,
So that's the seediest one you've had.
draw
Probably
myself.
not. Probably not the seediest. I mean, I've had messages off people that probably aren't actually asking me to do proper jobs. Let's just say, but they yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't go to the
Can
casting.
imagine, can't you?
I probably wouldn't go to the casting if I'm being very honest, because I'm not sure it's a real person or a real job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you feel like I think everybody behind like loads of stuff where people go and live their lives, there's probably some form of like, I'd say traumatic stuff that makes people go, do you know what? Like, why wouldn't I just do anything that I've always wanted to do anyway? Because I always say, I generally DMC, but I always say like you're guaranteed to die. And once you realise that and accept it, like all of the freedom of life is on the other side. Like we do not know when it's out there, what's coming, when it's going to come for us. But all you've got is the time in between to just do whatever you want to go and do. And like the time will pass anyway. And you said about the really good quote that I take with me all the time. Jimmy Carr is like, "What's the meaning to life?" And it's to enjoy the passing of time. And it is generally because
6
before
words.
the end, you don't even know what's going to happen.
Well, that's it. None of us are getting out alive, are we?
So
yeah, you just had your trigger point like early.
But everybody does that. They like wake up. Sorry, but like
No.
they like everybody wakes up from some sort of like slumber, and just once you realise your own mortality, you kind
coma, actually coma.
Yeah, like you slumber party. So I don't know why, but I remember I was in school once and I got told off because I tried to spell coma. But I'd obviously always put a B in there, so it would be a comba.
Comba.
Yeah, just because of cone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Understandable.
I can
So
see the logic. I mean,
yeah.
Lack
What was I
of it,
saying?
I mean,
What was I saying? I was saying something pretty
Sorry,
good, and then you
sorry.
absolutely threw me off and killed me. But I was saying like, yeah, once you kind of see your own mortality, you kind of go, well, I know that, you know, someone's gonna go. Let me go. I'll just repeat myself, but
Yeah. No, the point
inspiring.
is true. The point is a good one, and that's why it's like so good to have you on, because you've just got a different viewpoint of it. Because like I said, there are people that have said, like, stop slagging off the corporate world. Like, it is people's lives, or not just corporate. It's not even just corporate. Actually, it's just like full-time jobs that some people may or may not like.
I think it's more
But
so
serves a
because
purpose.
I obviously have this, but like some people just generally like. The thing is, I think more of it is like it's not against that. It's just that feeling when you're doing something that's not what you want to be doing.
That's it,
So
yeah.
I like fully get that like people love. Generally, like I can see the pull of like why people would go and work in a corporate. Like
Yeah.
generally, I've done it, and I sit there some days and go, I really like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I
Yeah.
see it gets people out of bed. People like to be more functional and logical, and like get here to here and here. And people are like that. I'm probably not as that. I probably want to like explore the world and like see what it's like and adventure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But we're taught that like go out and achieve and get this and do this and do this, and so you get into it, and then you're like framed into this part of society, and then you're in it and you go, oh, I hate it. but it's not because you hate it because other people do it. It's just hate it because it's not you. If you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
And I don't ever want it to come across that I'm saying like everyone who does that's a knobhead. They're not whatsoever.
Yeah, completely.
It's just I'm just caught in someone else's life.
Yeah.
You know? That's. Do you know what that is? It's being caught in someone else's life or someone's idea of what should be right.
Yeah.
Because no path is the same, and no two paths are necessarily right or wrong. It's different for everybody. But I guess the corporate link comes from. Because often you hear people say that they're stuck in that rat race, and some people love it. Some people, like you say, thrive on getting out of bed for that, and that's awesome. And if you love that, many people would hate what we do. You know what I mean? It
the
would
uncertainty,
be the uncertainty, the weird hours. I mean, 9 to 5 was just never.
Crashing anxiety.
That as well. I think I had that before this though. 9 to 5 just didn't suit me. Office 9 to 5 didn't suit me, and I knew it. And some people look at me and go, weekends, nights, the early mornings, the odd hours. I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely bloody love it. I do.
I like my
like they said, some people just don't. They can't imagine it.
Yeah.
But like people are either. There's all the psychological scores and stuff like that, but people like openness or whatever it is, you're more likely to go and push boundaries and explore. Everything that I've ever learned, more so, has me been going out and like doing something wrong and going, oh shit, that's where the boundary lies. Okay, that's cool. If someone tells me that boundary's there, I'm like, right, I'm going to go across it.
Yeah.
Because I want to go and learn where like stuff is. It's not always a good thing, do you know what I mean? I once fucking hopped a train up to Edinburgh thinking that I was going to do it. And I was like, look, you can let me off. Come on. They were like, no, this is the rules, mate. You're like, wanker, yeah, it is. Yeah.
I've been done that.
Okay.
Right you are, my friend.
Rules are not there to be broken.
No,
okay.
Yeah. And also, those people that do the rules on trains, they're not people who will ever let you, let you deviate from a rule. There's no way that you can get around those rules. They're very efficient.
Yeah.
Hats off.
They're for a reason, aren't they?
Yeah.
Big up train drivers, man.
Big up train drivers.
Is it train drivers? No.
Well, conductors.
Train conductors. People who walk up and down trains and make life hell. Big them up.
My mate's wife, big up.
Oh.
It's actually quite a well-paid job.
So I hear.
So I believe, yeah.
Really?
There's another lad I've worked with as well who does it. Surprising job, but it's got similar hours, like earlies, lates, shift work, all that stuff. Difficult to manage, but she absolutely loves it. That's where she's always kind of wanted to be.
I think it's just different for everybody, isn't it? What works for one person won't work for another, and it's finding your own, as cheesy as it sounds, your own path. And also there's a saying which is really cliche, but I really stand by it. Okay, cliche, we're going cliche.
Give it.
You miss 100% of the chances you don't take.
Oh, yeah. I've got that tattooed on my back.
Have you? That's cheesier than mine.
Yeah, I tell that to the strikers in Caelan's team.
Yeah, that's nice.
Take the shot, mate.
That's good. But also, on the flip side of that, when people are like, you take the mick out of the corporate stuff, anyone who then deviates and goes on their plan, there's judgment on both sides. Because the moment you say that you're doing something different, what happens when you go travelling? Oh, you're going to find yourself fire. And it's like, well, maybe I'm going to go and find who I want to be. Oh, there you go with that little furry thing in your head. And it's just like, all right, cool. Well, all right, if you're going to judge me, you just stay in your job, Steve, all right? And just fucking pay them all till you die, all right?
On that, there's another podcast I listened to, the guy who started Moonpig.
Yeah.
And at the start, when he wasn't doing anything, I think he said he had family members like, how's your little card thing going?
Oh, mate.
How's your little
so embarrassing.
Your little one-liners in your cards, proper belittling it, and then now look at where Moonpig's at.
Do you get any stuff like that? I always get with stand-up, and I used to get pissed off with it.
How's your comedy going?
I love it. They'll be like, how's your little hustle going? But they'll be like, oh, he's a comedian. You can make a joke out of that one. You can do a sketch. You can write a sitcom on us. And
yeah,
you just
when you
make it big, and you just literally just and you're like. I'm generally doing what I kind of like to do. I'm all in my eyes. I'm happy because I'm succeeding. Yeah. But people will be like, someone said to me the other day, it was like, the comedians that that are successful, and I was like, I'm still young enough that it's when there's an older dude who's got through. They might be brilliant, but someone just hasn't seen them on TV, and they're like, you know, like, he never made it. And it's like, well, no, he definitely did make it. He's living his life how he wants to live his life, and he's getting paid, and he's paying his bills. Like, you don't do
your
it.
Your judgment doesn't define.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many different versions of it. I've had people say that to me, like, when are you gonna get into real tennis? I'm sorry, I've only been doing this for 10 years and really enjoying it and having a great time, but thank you.
I was alright until you sort of judged me and then made me feel like a piece of shit.
That's so true. The TV levels that you're at, like, you're very, very happy with, like, how you're operating on a day-to-day level, but someone else, like you said, will just come in and say, I've not seen you. Well, yeah, because you don't watch the fucking channel that I'm on.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. It doesn't mean that, like, that defines anything different.
Yeah, there's different audiences, different channels, and that's the great thing. There's so many different channels, and actually a lot of it, in terms of presenting, is online now. When I first started, back in my day, it makes it sound like it was ages ago, but when I first started, the internet, oh gosh, I'm unintentionally making myself sound old, but the internet wasn't what it is today. So actually there was lesser jobs available for presenting, whereas now you've got TV channels, more TV channels, loads of online opportunities, social media, and people are presenting that way as well, and making a massive success out of it.
But I like always have this, because we're all like relatively the same age, like 30, how old are you?
32.
Yeah, a little bit older. Alright. No, I said silver fox, mate. But like, we were on that bit where, you know, like, YouTubers and stuff had just come out, like YouTube. I remember being in like year 9 and like YouTube was there, and it was like this weird thing that you watch other people do other things in, not realising you could be a content creator. And I remember being a kid, and like, we used to like do stupid little like rap videos, right? We used to like put like jackets on. I'd like write mums about write rhymes, spitting bars, spitting lyrics about wearing my like mum's coat or something, and we'd just like dance around and make stupid videos and then put them on like Bebo, and then like people would like love them or whatever you could do back in that day, like, and people would all comment on it. You go into school and people would be like, oh, I've seen your video, I've seen this, and then like I never followed it I never followed it through, because then someone said a bad comment and I was just like, oh, I'm not going to do that.
Myself down, I won't do it.
Like, and I like never carried on just creating the content because of what someone else said. But I'm not saying it could have been anything, but you'd naturally progress as you went through, right? Made videos and made different stuff. Like, it was just the, you know, like Logan Paul or whatever it is, or whoever, they probably were on that first wave and just carried on making videos. They were the ones that kept believing that, you know, actually, you know what, I just quite enjoy making videos. Whereas I probably did it for, like, feedback. And then as soon as I got some bad feedback, I went, oh, I won't do that then.
On that, though, I had a story when I was 19. I managed to get produced my first, like, pilot episode, which at the time, I didn't realise how big it was, as, like, producing and directing it. And it was on with like the Hollyoaks team on set.
Wow.
I know, like, it was big, and they said to me, because it was a pilot episode, it was like for me, they said, do you want it to go online, like to be an online series or online pilot? And I remember distinctively saying no, I want it to be on TV, because at that time, like, that was like the goal, like, have something that you've done on TV. But in hindsight, like 10, 12 years later, it's like, fucking hell, like, maybe that should have been, because like, you have 4 on Demand at the time was like starting to get bigger and bigger, iPlayer and BBC Three and stuff like that, stuff that had gone online. Not that it would have like made it at all, but it was definitely content that was more suited to like an online platform. Was that the
one with my like?
Yes.
It's really, really weird.
Yeah, it is.
So I used to go out with the girl at uni.
What's this? Go on.
I used to go out with the girl at uni who was on Hollyoaks, or that, whatever the Hollyoaks was, and it was all filmed in Liverpool, and then he knew her.
She was casted, and she was the lead
way.
girl, but didn't know, because he went to Leeds, I went to Liverpool. At that point, there was no real connection apart from like we played football, like back in Leamington.
And then you talked about girls he went out with. That was like the second thing. It'd be like, all right, Luke. I'd be like, who are you going out with now? And I'd be like, just got this girl. She was on Hollyoaks online though, and he was like, no way. That's why I recorded, mate. And I was like, see you later.
Actually, how did that conversation happen?
I don't know.
How the fuck did we figure that out?
I'm not over it. I was probably talking to you about it.
I think I've
the one that got away.
Yeah, I think I've seen you talking about this said girl before.
Yeah.
So I'm glad this is coming.
It's not the same one. I think it's a different one.
Yeah.
Also, can we mention Elliot's haircut?
I have only seen Elliot today, so I don't know what it's like before, but your hair looks fab.
No,
I think it looks fucking great, mate.
Do you think?
Only
I'm
fans
into
right?
it.
It is. It was for my subscribers.
Yeah. All three.
But yeah, all three of them. Yeah.
I've got one more recently. That's good.
Me,
So you have seen them
someone
before
else.
on the internet. So
Did you
doing
get
the most awkward dance around a chair. Sorry.
Did you get it done for your gig?
No.
Tonight?
I got it done because I think I just know when you dance. So I had long hair. It wasn't like long. It looked like I'd just given up, like really given up. And I just woke up one day and just been like, I don't want to
give up anymore.
Yeah, I want to go back and get my hair cut, and that's where I'll start.
You had a Ricky Gervais inside of you, did you?
Yeah, I was just like, let's go and do it. And then I cut it and had that instant remorse, and then gradually today I've sat with it.
Yeah.
And gone, I still hate it, but I'm
Liking
roll
it.
with it now. I'm going to own
Good.
it.
I'm liking it.
Oh, it looks
So,
fantastic.
thanks.
Very smart.
First compliment you've given me all day. Thank you very much.
And the last.
I see you eyeing up my agenda here.
Yeah,
We
sorry.
do the agenda just
Okay.
to like pay homage to the corporate world meetings,
it.
you know. Got to keep on track, especially this one.
Can I jump in just very quickly whilst I
Please.
remember this? So sorry to take you off your corporate
No,
agenda.
I put Poppy interrupt. That's fine.
Good. Is it on there more than once? But I used to have an MD, absolutely awesome MD, and he really didn't like corporate jargon. And if you said
it's a topic, this is.
anything
But in terms of...
can I run
Moving
this,
forward.
or can I run this past you? He'd make you do whatever it was that you wrote or said physically. So he used to make me run around his desk.
I love him.
Yeah, but, well,
Brilliant, isn't it?
that's why we were always very considerate about saying things like touching base or just.
How do you touch base?
Can we
Touching
say-
base.
What is
So-
touching
That
base?
gets used a lot.
we don't know. I didn't say it, but yeah, we get this
The
on your
base of
radar.
your penis.
Make you do something that was.
Can we have a catch up? That's right.
Yeah, what did you do for that?
Blue sky thinking is one of my...
That's horrible.
But let's get your ideas on this. Blue sky thinking, by the way. But you can't blue sky think in that environment because you say something well off the wall. You're like, I've got bills to pay, mate. I'm not telling you marketing shit. I'm literally gonna go, yeah, no, wicked, mate. Yeah, no. What we should do is we should do the same thing that we've done for 20 years, right? And like, if it's not broke, don't change it.
Fuck your blue sky.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
blue sky thinking.
Can I have some more jargon, please? Can we have corporate jargon, marketing
brain dump.
jargon?
You don't know how you do that one.
brain
That's also
dump,
not
yeah.
what I want to do.
brain dump?
Brain dump.
Yeah,
Moving
no,
forwards a
no.
lot.
Moving forwards,
As discussed,
as previously.
Previously, yeah.
I think that's more. That's
email.
quite natural.
What about sign-offs when you're annoyed rather than kindest regards? It's kind regards or just regards. Regards.
No,
is,
regards
yeah.
with the full stop.
I don't put that. It's
That's a-
either thanks or thank you.
That's what
Or
my
nothing.
dad says on text
nothing.
messages. I'll be like, Dad, I've got a
Regards?
wicked new job. He's like, cool, regards. Full stop.
You're sincerely, Dad.
My
Yeah.
mum started doing
Cheers,
sign-offs. Instead of like mum X, it turned to MX. So it's just MX.
MX.
Yeah.
Mixing it
Big
up,
up, mum.
mate.
Dad. Nothing. Just a full stop. No kisses there.
it's horrid.
I do like throwing a kiss into like my dad on a message every now and then, just see
My
what happens.
dad's head would
Rogue.
explode if I put a kiss on. I'm sure you can put kisses to your old man.
I've lots of kisses.
Yeah.
Like I said, my dad's Arabic, so he's very theatrical with his words, and he writes like it's poetry.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's rather beautiful.
Love that. How
Yeah.
are you? You got a sonnet coming back.
Quite literally, and lots of emojis. I mean, since he got his smartphone and he's discovered what you can do with that, many emojis.
Old people love an emoji,
I think-
actually.
I like
I think
emoji,
you know
what
when
can
you're
I
like
say?
away from when you're away from a little bit, like this is like genuine dad. Like when I was at uni, I was away from him. I texted him and I was like, "All right, Dad, what you up to?" He legit texts back, "Why?"
Do you know where I am?
I was like, "Cool, that's me done then."
Don't know if that's suspicious on his side or more the fact that he's thinking, "Why are you being nice to me?"
No, it is that. Like, why? No one cares about me. So why are you asking
Exactly.
that?
When you normally speak to your mum and dad, it's like, I need something. So
Yeah.
like, when it's just like a...
But they grow up. I'm sure they all grew up in that generation where it literally was like no one cares about
No one
me.
gives a
So,
shit.
yeah. Whereas we might have had a bit more luck in people giving
Yeah.
a shit about us.
A bit more
I don't
care.
A little
know.
bit.
A little bit.
I like that story. Thanks for that. Digress.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
It's right, I think...
anyway, I've got another one.
Go on then.
Sorry, I'm done.
Just having me on.
Yeah.
I think with the episode thread that we have going through,
Yeah.
quitting jobs, something significant happened last week, which I messaged you about. I had a dangling carrot. Oi, oi.
Oh. What kind of podcast is this?
The one you guys have set the tone of. Disgusting. No, it was a ploy, I guess, to keep me in the job. An incentive plan was shared, which, in all fairness, threw me off for about 12 to 24 hours. Obviously, I've got my vision, know what I want to do, know what I'm going to do. And then for 2022, a new incentive plan was introduced, which is much better than what it is now. And I've been trying to say that I need to have a better plan for a little while now. And threw me off.
The hardest, do you find like life like throws all those little things that can take you off the path, and they do, like that is everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you'll be like, right, I'm eating healthy for a month, and you drive past them. At any moment that you like slip up on your value,
Or they bring out a chicken Big Mac.
Yeah. When that double Big Mac came on, by the way, I think I text my brothers like, oh yeah, it's out the window, mate.
We're like very angry at McDonald's right now.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that though. There's always little like curveballs where like you're so focused, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
like,
to do with this.
at any moment that you use like, I think Russell Brand talks about it. He says about any moment that you have like some slight slip of like emotional state, either whether it's you're like dead set on what you're doing or what you're not doing, or whether you feel uncomfortable with yourself. There is nowadays like, you know, you feel uncomfortable with yourself, you pick up your phone, they can sell something like straight away. Anywhere you turn. So like you have one thing where you're doing like your job or whatever, your passion project, and you're sat there going, God, this is a shit day. And like somewhere over there, someone will go, by the way, I'll throw an extra $5,000 a year at you if you want to go and, you know, incentivize and sell more of this stuff. And you're like, I don't want to deal with the fact that I've had a really frustrating day. Maybe I can go and chase over there and that will make me happy. Yeah. And then you basically just become some dog with about 18 bones just going, which one?
That's what I did for 24 hours, and like the things that we've discussed.
And then I can get this, and then I can do this, and then I can get that, and then you do it, and you end up somewhere down the line. And you go, "Fuck, I didn't want any of that."
Yeah. Well, the things that we've discussed is like, I'm moving house, same as you, having a baby,
Very exciting. Congratulations
thank you
to both of you.
I'm not having this.
Well, not
the house.
The house.
Oh, the house, yeah.
The baby's not together. Oh,
no.
Sorry, you kind of should have briefed me a little bit better about that.
But all those things are like, they would scream towards be stable, have money coming in. Like, you're about to risk so much. But one of the things that people who have watched the podcast and have given compliments, which is always nice, is it's actually happening. Us two are delivering each step of the way, and there's people that are like,
I'm gonna bottle it. By the way, last episode is me going, can't do it, mate. Just like, can't do it, mate.
No, there'll be an empty seat.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Just it's gone back to work.
I can't do it, mate.
I mean, we don't actually know how it's gonna go. Like, there's no reason why it's gonna.
I feel as though I've tied myself in now. And
kind
I want that, you know, like when you say,
commitment thing.
Did you ever do that when you were a kid? You were like, I'm gonna go and knock on that door, and then your mates would be like, go on then, and you'd be like,
bollocks, I said it now.
Do it now.
And you were like, yeah, and then you'd go up and be like,
I just remembered something.
Oh.
That's just like what I said before. I mean, shout out to her, the lady and the group of people. They're doing a no fear 1 year challenge.
Okay.
So once you say it out loud,
you have to commit.
the task is, that's it. What that date is, next year, you're committed to it. And we're in that committal stage of like, we're here, we're saying it, we're going to do it.
Are you good at that?
Yes, typically. Does it make me really nervous? Yes, but when I say I'm good at it, I'm good at saying it out loud to force myself and then absolutely shit myself. But it makes me do it. I've also had many instances where I've had jobs that haven't come to fruition. So
you look like a knobhead.
I look like that anyway. That's nothing to do with the jobs. But yeah, I've almost got something, because TV can be like that. I don't know, is that the same with you guys?
Yeah, 100%.
You almost there.
You don't celebrate things too soon because it can fall.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, to be fair, we all would have done that.
I'm like, what's my certainty level? 51%. I'm like, take it every day. I've done it. By the way, I've got this.
Yeah.
And then like, that's why I'm so bad at betting, by the way, and I lose pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm shit at
every
betting
single
as well.
time. 51% is enough for me. I'm like, I'll go for it now.
That'll do.
But yeah, no, you like say to people like, this is looking like it's going to line up, and then you just don't say anything about it. And you're like,
Tail
And
between
then,
my legs.
yeah, how's it looking?
Oh, you have
and
a
you're
story
like,
on
"Ah,
that?
it didn't happen.
How you met your boyfriend? 'Cause you were
Yes,
going to go on a
so-
really big job that you told everyone about.
So I was meant to be going abroad to do a job and told everybody that I was pretty much moving to Ibiza. And
Course you
it didn't quite happen. So I went on a night out that I'd previously got tickets for.
Not
I said to
expecting
my-
to be there. She
Not-
thought she was going to be in Ibiza.
This is romantic.
Yeah,
It is.
it's one of those really annoying stories where I've heard them from other people. I'm like, that does not happen.
Yeah.
That does not happen. But genuinely, we met on a night out, and then it was a bit more. Like 4 months later, we were living together.
So they met on the night out that she wasn't meant to be
Yeah,
out.
I know, but like, was it real love or were you just gutted and you were like, he went, "You're all right."
Yeah,
and
it
you went,
was a bit
"Oh,
like.
I'll be right. I was meant to be in Ibiza. I'll go back with you, Steve.
No, that was it. I was about to lose my flat because I didn't have a job, and
I'm just gonna go and linger in clubs now. I'm
Is
just.
everyone Steve?
I don't know.
Why is everyone Steve?
It's just a solid name, isn't it?
It is a solid name.
It's
Steve's don't hang out in clubs.
Steve's dependable. I'm sure he's a dependable chap.
It's hilarious.
He's clearly stood there. He's
Sam.
dependable.
I met him
Actually not
once,
far
and
off.
Become an
really,
S.
he's a great guy, to be
Loads.
fair.
He's a good, and he's got a what you might argue a corporate role, but our brains work differently. As in, his
Yeah.
brain works and mine doesn't.
Well, no, but they say that about like people. You know, people have different like kilts, don't they? So, like I was saying, mine goes off in like a million directions, and it's almost good. You know, on Inception, like my spinning top will just keep going, and it's good sometimes to have someone whose spinning top goes right. That's enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it
And I'm
is.
like,
like,
no,
yin and
honestly.
yang.
But they work. That's why they work well. Like secure people, and then slightly fraught, fucking emotional wrecks. Not
I
saying
don't know why you did this as though
I meant all.
just.
Believe it or not, it's the first time you've met today.
No.
Absolutely,
I know.
absolutely slinging them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that about Sam.
that's all right. What, no, Steve? No, sorry, it is Sam. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say Steve or Sam. Stevie Sam.
Sam's good. We like Sam.
Yeah. I didn't mean to
Steve.
say that. And then you rode off into the sunset and you.
Yes,
You can say,
in
yeah.
the form of Warwickshire. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. But it's good. It's good.
What's the worst job that you've had?
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't have to be anything you're doing now. But like,
Oh yeah, because we spoke about our
what's
worst
one
jobs,
way
haven't we?
you've gone?
Or a moment in a job where you're like,
I can tell
Where's
you
my
about
life?
Like when you
Yeah.
take, because also we say about on the other side of it, like when you are going after the things you want to go after, like none of it's pretty. Like
Yeah.
it's not this wicked thing that you skip up every day. Have you had like what's your one that you've gone? Yeah, I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah, okay, so before I was presenting, and this was a corporate role, I was doing an events job, and it was really, really good for my age as well, so I
Yeah.
thought in terms of success, in one way to measure it, I was like, I'm doing really well, but I wasn't enjoying it, to be honest. I wanted to, because I went for the job thinking this will really be me, and it just wasn't. So I was travelling back and forth. I also had this frame of mind at one point that to get a really good job, it had to be far away, as in like it had to be city based. I thought I was going to be London, Oxford,
no,
Birmingham.
that exists. I can relate to that.
I thought, well, none of the really good jobs are going to be. So I thought, as part of it, you want to be a city person. I was just completely wrong. So I was working in a city, and I was travelling back and forth, and it used to sometimes take me over 2 hours to get home of an evening. And I wasn't well anyway. I was fighting against my health at the time. My health's really stable now because of multiple reasons. I go back and forth to hospital once a month for medication, and that's changed my life, plus just further reasons it's got better. But I was driving back, and this really long journey, having not had the best of days, thinking, I don't know if I even want to do this anymore. But when I quit, eventually, something had happened. I'm guessing it was some sort of accident or something, but it took me like almost 5 hours to get home.
Yeah.
And it felt symbolic, because I was sat in my car like, this is just probably not as awful. As I actually don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
but I was stuck in loads of traffic, and I just remember thinking, this is symbolic of, I just don't want to be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was journeys like that. I used to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning to go and drive and do this job, and thinking, I don't actually want to go in. I don't want to go in.
Oh.
That-
What is this
that-
events?
It was
That's
a
a
marketing
significant
job,
feeling.
and actually the job, I wanted to go for the job. I applied for the job in the hope I'd get it. Was surprised I did, because I was the youngest sales exec they'd had in that role.
Yeah.
And then when I did it, I think also because I wasn't very well, but I just suddenly started to realise that that wasn't the world I wanted to be in.
Yeah.
For some people, amazing, but I was getting up so early. I mean, look, I do random shift patterns now. Just something wasn't fitting.
Well, you didn't
It just
like
wasn't
it.
fitting.
Everything feels worse anyway. Was it London that you were
It was
travelling
Oxford.
to?
It was Oxford. And the job for someone else would have been brilliant, but there was for me, it just didn't marry up. It didn't marry up.
I like in between jobs. I did this some like this pub basically got me to do like the events and like look after events. I've got no understanding of events, by the way, and I was effectively organising smaller versions of Fire Festival. Like,
Amazing reference.
basically,
Brilliant reference.
I was alright at selling, but I didn't have the product. Like, it wasn't built. The area wasn't built that was going to host all the events. So I was like a Spanish property developer. Stood on the phone, being like, honestly, you should see it down there. Your birthday is going to be incredible. And like women were like, oh, okay. Can I put fairy lights in? I was like, yeah, definitely. And then got there, and then I was like, the fucking thing isn't built. And I had to ring people back and be like, you know, I said that you could have like a massive party in a marquee.
Just a marquee.
The marquee doesn't exist. And I had to cancel people's birthdays like the day before.
Oh,
honestly,
God.
it was the worst thing I've ever done.
So you ruined people's birthdays for a job. Is basically what you're telling us.
I feel really bad, but I did do it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go opposite here. My
Go
best
on.
job for a week of work experience, FHM.
Oh, really?
FHM. It's in the nudie
FHM.
mags.
Yeah, like back in the day, like my uni days. So young lad, FHM. And can you remember? So I used to. My dad used to buy me FHM.
Imagine that.
No, wait for this job. This task that I was given. Girls used to send in their own pictures, like topless, bottomless. I used to have to sort them.
How old were
Sorry?
you?
Like 20.
Okay.
Sort them as in.
Fit and not.
Which
fit.
one was
Basically, yeah.
That's
basically
harsh.
like a Tinder job?
Well, not Tinder, or like.
Yeah, he was like this.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
right.
that's where it was born from. Someone was doing that as an internship and went, do you know what?
Too graphic. Or like, not really.
Yeah.
Or there's a rogue
Integrated.
penis.
Yeah.
Nope. That's not going in.
That was me sending them in.
I-
Just me sending in every week, like that one guy.
Please
Just
put me in.
different.
Please
I
put
had
me
like
in.
different wigs on every week.
But that
Not
was
really.
1 week of work experience. There was other things I did, but that one task when they gave me, I was like, the fuck?
They're like that guy in Afterlife that's trying to get into the paper.
Brian.
That was me trying to get an FHM every week.
Come look at my house.
It was
look at
literally
my
just like different poses, different haircuts,
dear.
different names.
Yeah.
So I've got a question.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I know. To curveball. I
Not
know.
on the list.
Well,
I'm joking.
sorry.
No, I'm joking.
Throw the agenda out. How do you deal with, if this has ever happened, criticism in what you do? So negative comments.
Do you mean in any job or our passion?
Both, but really your passion would be.
Yeah, that's a
more
harder one to
meaningful,
take.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer quickly? Because I don't.
I have, like, you know intrinsically when stuff's gone bad or good, right? And then it's like that really awkward bit where people don't necessarily, you just get either blind rejection, you don't really get that much feedback. But every time, once in a while, you might get some feedback. The people are usually quite good. It's usually, like, on the outside, like, people... It's like internally, people are like stand-ups will be like, what you could do here is this, and what I would do here is this, and you can kind of reconcile with that because you can go through it. It's usually like people at a gig will either be like, you'll hear them overhear them, and like, I thought he was good, and I wasn't sure on the second one, and you were like, I was second.
Your line of work is way more brutal. Like you are open for
but
criticism.
I get instant criticism every time. Like I can look at people who like clearly don't enjoy me whatsoever.
Is it that obvious?
No,
I
yeah.
thought we didn't give that off.
Well, you've already threatened to boot me out. But you do
And
get.
the rest.
I get kind of get instant feedback like with stuff like that, and I think I don't know. Yeah, no. How do you cope with it?
Is it haircut? Is that
I
what
love
it's
it,
called?
yeah.
man.
Really?
I love it. Not because people don't go, you're shit. Like I've never had that.
They
but
try to
You've
be
never
clever with
watched
it.
your show.
I'm sure when you come to a gig, you'll be like, not bad. He's little over there. So, not that little, all right? Average height, very average height.
Do they try and be clever with a heckle? Like,
But
actually,
I want people to be involved. I want people to be the comedians when we're in a night. Some people will generally be like, if you're hammering home, I think comedy rooms are like rooms where everybody goes to laugh, right? And everybody's a comedian. And that's what I kind of like. I think comedy like goes into like weird forms when people are trying to say one thing and they like stop it, and people are divisive about it. So they'll just be like, "You're shit," you know. And that's the idea of heckling that people have, like, is that people shout out your shit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But usually, like, heckles would just be like people just wanting to get involved.
Yeah.
And I want them to get involved.
Yeah,
I love it because it's like throwing up a ball when they can just hit it out of the park, and then they're the comedian.
Yeah.
And then for a minute they'll go home and they'll be like, fucking made everyone laugh in that fucking comedy club today. And you've done it.
That's quality.
How about you? Have you had stuff with videos?
I think my dad's actually the main critic. Not so much these days, but like back in the days, like sounds a bit not great, is it? Like,
what, as in like the actual video or just the job or?
No, the video, like a particular video, not like the job, but I don't know whether it's the same for you, but like when your parents say something, it just slightly annoys you. It sits with you for days. Like it would be like it would be something that doesn't matter to your day-to-day life at all, but it just irritates you and it sits on you. But
do you think that's because it's but like ultimately
it's meaningful
you do
feedback.
want your parents to go, you know what, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, or like ultimately every day basically. Every time I wake up, I want that. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, I wake up and be like, you know, Dad, just tap me on the back and tell me I'm alright.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you'll come to it. It's really hard. But like footballers say about it, they're like, your dad will like dress them down in the car, but like Dad's never done a stand-up gig or anything like that, and he'll be like, I thought you could have delivered this in the joke. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you on about? No.
Where are you basing that on?
I'm in bed like fuming, like, who is he to tell me?
Yeah.
I'm taking all of this. I don't tell him what he wants to go into.
Yeah. But how I deal with it, if the worst feedback I'm getting is my dad, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, definitely. And when your dad says it comes from a place of caring and obviously just wanting you and us to do better. Like when your parents say it, you know that they want you to succeed.
What have you had?
Viewers. I mean, I've had. There's a forum that actually you can talk about presenters on in shopping TV.
What?
Yeah. I don't go on it anymore.
Oh my God.
I haven't done for years. But when I first started, Bimbo was one of them. I mean, they're not wrong, but just to write it down, it's just hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think it, don't say it.
Exactly. I know you've documented.
Keyboard warrior opportunity. That's all it is.
See, and you get so many lovely people as well. So you know, for every one horrible one, there's 10 really, really wonderful comments from people. But
it's always the wrong one that picks you, sticks with you.
I'm the sort of person that will hang on to things. So I don't hold on to grudges, but I'll hold on to internally comments that other people will say.
Oh, massively,
so, you know, or what is an awkward moment for somebody else, I will lose sleep over for probably 2 weeks.
Totally,
that's me.
Like someone could pay me 10 compliments and one could pay me a bad one, and I'll fixate on the bad one.
100%.
But we always
that is human nature.
Like, look at the way the world around us is. It's like fear and bad and negative, whereas we don't kind of focus in on the 10. And then I'll go away and think about the night, and I'll be like, oh no, God, I can't. But that's like one, being a perfectionist and trying to be perfect. You can never be perfect. Like at some point, you have to shake hands with the fact some people ain't gonna like you. Like you do that, but I do. I like look out at people sometimes in the gig, and I'll come backstage. It might be going really well, and I'll be like, "There's a woman third in the front row. Honestly, hates me. I don't want to be here anymore." And like, do you know what I mean?
But
and I just focus in, and I'm trying to, and
100.
I forget that there's, you know. I want to say thousands, but I'm going to say tens of people out there. Like
tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. No, just tens. Having a good time, and for some reason, like you clocked onto that. But that's like everyone says that they do that as well. And we're naturally going to look for the bad comments. That's why the news is always bad. Like
I know our news pisses me right off.
Yeah.
I actually watched it the other night just because I was interested to see. I'm not even going to talk about politics, but fuck that. My mum and dad watch the news all the time, and I'm like, why? Like. Every time you stop watching the news, you're depressed. Like, they're not actually depressed, but like it's just an overwhelming feeling of like, oh my God, the world's fucked. or the country's fucked.
But it's good. Like it's good for it.
Russell Howard's good news. That's a very good counteract.
When you've had like a good experience with like work and stuff like that, do you like feel as though it makes you feel you're like, the world's going to shit anyway, but I don't really care because I'm actually quite enjoying what I'm doing at the moment. Whereas if you're not doing it or stuff's dried up or anything, you're like, God, it's all shit, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It can be. I don't think I have that. We've spoken in the first two episodes, like we've had little celebratory moments. To everyone else means bugger all. But like there was a moment in January, there was a moment you had last month where you signed on with your agent. It's like that lasts like 2-3 days of like actual genuine buzz and excitement where you think you're on top of the world, things are happening or going in the right direction. But when things are bad, you can put yourself in a little like dark hole and just think,
you're like, should have listened to what they said.
Was this the right decision?
I should have gone to the 9 to 5. Stop thinking that I'm able to do this.
But it all feels on top of you because like you're the one that's in control of you're good. Like if I make the jump and things go well, everyone should like praise me.
Yeah.
But then also the other side is if I make that jump and it all goes wrong, I've got to blame myself because like, no one else has put me in this position apart from me. I haven't actually thought of it like that, and I'm going to try not to.
Yeah.
But it can be quite overwhelming, that
you
part.
Just talk yourself out of this.
Nah.
Okay, good. All right. Just I don't know if we just
One-track mind. One-track mind.
A nice little story. So in terms of people that have been really supportive, my family have been really supportive. Like my whole family always have. But my nan, who actually, as we record this, it would have been 2 years that she passed away. The day that she passed away, incidentally. Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
R.I.P. now.
Yeah, oh gosh, she was a Nanna T. My godmother, my nan, my friend. Oh, she was something special.
Would she have watched this?
Oh, and it's okay. Would she have watched and listened to this? Absolutely, absolutely. So basically, she after every show, when she was here, she'd watch every single one that she could get because if it wasn't on Freeview, sometimes she couldn't. If it was just on Sky, she wouldn't be able to get it.
My heart's melting a little bit.
Honestly, without fail, every Freeview show, she didn't just do that. She'd leave me a voice note just before I came off air, and I've got them on my phone that's here. I've transferred them all onto voice notes and voice memos, so I've got them saved. But it was always something along the lines of, she was so well spoken. I lived with my nan until my 20s, and my mum as well. Just an incredible woman.
Yeah.
And she was like, darling, you're amazing. I'm so proud of you. And then occasionally I get the, but by the way, though, just need a slightly brighter lipstick. Or a little bit more blusher. But apart from that, sweet, you're just fabulous. My angel, but honestly, the most supportive woman. And I knew when I booked this, I knew that this was the day, and I thought she would have loved this.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a reason this is happening today. So
she would have been on the YouTube. She would have been on the YouTube.
Or the Spotify, or the Apple Podcast, because we're everywhere.
Oh wow! Plug.
Yeah, that is a great story because I think
that is cute.
The grandparent level.
Patronising there, I meant that's lovely.
Don't worry.
The grandparent level have like actual like proper proudness.
That's what I'm saying.
Pride, like they'll. I don't know where older people go when they go out. My nan used to go bowls.
Do they?
Bowls, bingo's always a good.
Yeah,
one.
but
my nan didn't do that. But
you can guarantee all of her circle would have known about you and what you said that day. Every single day, she'd be repeating
I had it at the gym today. Just four ladies sat nattering over coffee for like 3.5 hours, and like they were just everything, top to bottom, like everything everybody's kid was doing and their best mate, and they're like there's genuine intrigue, and they're still like, ooh, really? And they were like, oh, Simon's just learned how to ride a bike. They're like, oh, really? And like they're all engaged in the story, whereas like everybody else, you're looking over and like everyone's just like, how's Steve? How's the kids?
Simon, Steve. We've had 2 more S's there.
Yeah.
It's just in my head, man.
I think you can take that because like whatever you're doing, whether it's good or bad, you're gonna have like a grandparent or someone. My dad does it. To be fair, although I get maybe like the little bit more like you should have done this, should have done that. He's a barber, so the amount of people that I've had come to me say, "Oh, your dad said you're doing this," which is a positive. I'm like, he's speaking about me, see?
Yeah.
Like it's like one of those things, as a dad at this like generation, they won't like say it to your face, but they'll be happy to tell others.
But like grandparents are able to be a bit more like happy-go-lucky because they haven't got with your parents like genuinely of like nurtured you to bring you up. They're like, oh, financially, if they fuck this up, they're on me. Whereas the grandparents are like, no, keep going, chase your dreams, fuck it all up, by the way.
Who's going to pay for my care when I get older, you know?
Yeah.
So they've got like that ability to be, like if I tell my nan about anything, she'd be like, oh, so I'm Welsh. But so she's like, oh, that's wicked, that is. That's brilliant. And I'm like, honestly, it was the worst gig I've ever done. Yeah. She's like, oh, you're so brave. I'm so proud of you. And I'm
find
like,
a positive in anything.
Yeah, and I'm like, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'll keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
so
go back
sweet,
in,
though.
your parents are like, yeah, nah, give up, mate.
You're a failure.
Quit.
Yeah. There's a special like connection with grandparents as well, because when you're younger, like they're just grandparents, and then when you get older, you're like, oh, they've taught my mum and dad what they know, or dad, or like whichever side they're on. And then my granddad's passed away like about 5-6 years ago, but I've learned as I've got older that he's a proper grafter. Like he just went about and set up his own thing. He was an immigrant from Ireland, and like this and that. And I'm like, fuck, there's similarities there. Like he's a grafter. He's set up his own thing.
Yeah.
And like he's a great, like not bigging myself up, but like he was just always like a really good person to be around. Like he had just like me,
and clearly completely modest as well. If he's passed that on to you, I've got all of his best traits. I'm really modest as well.
I think we'll be the judges.
He went grey very early, like all his best traits. But no, he's
right.
He's like a life of the party. No, I'm not a life of the party.
What about right about grandparents or right about being a very good guy?
All of it.
All of the above, apart from the last bit.
But no, but then you realise as you're older, it's like, like you kind of want them still to be here, so you can tell them how you're doing now and how like similar your path has gone to them.
And I don't know whether we're divulging on topics here, but you know, like you're doing the you do the bits online, like shopping channels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do anything about the work on TV. Sorry. How rude of me.
Very.
I'll definitely wake up in the middle of the morning like, oh god, Poppy hates me now because I said online and not TV. Fuck.
Just mildly dislike, not hate.
Okay, that's right then. I can deal with that. My mum is so... Do you get the same callers calling in like every time? My mum is so addicted to QVC. Like I'll go up, she sleeps to it, and like QVC's on, and like during lockdown, I think the postman, like, do you know, like, he was, like, dragging bags, hauling bags up and down the drive, and he didn't even used to have to knock. Like, the dog knew 11 o'clock, QVC man was coming, and by the end, he'd just walk up to my dad and just hand him a bag and be like, and my mum was like, oh, what's this? And it's like, I don't know, 3 hedgehogs or something. And we're like, well, why do we need 3 hedgehogs on a mantelpiece, Mum? And like you're selling like
I'm picturing actual hedgehogs.
Do you know what? I work in shopping TV, and even I thought, wow, that's
that's unique.
I would buy off you.
Must write this down.
My mum's probably bought from you. You're like, honestly, these hedgehogs are the best hedgehogs you will get on your mantelpiece. Yeah, and my mum's like, yeah.
I'll have them.
I'll have 3 of them, yeah. And then,
thing is, they don't just need to go on your mantelpiece. They could go anywhere. They could go
on
the table,
and that's why she's brilliant.
And they could be used outside as a
look at that.
Yeah,
real life.
I went down like one single use then, didn't I?
You did.
And your skills brought me back, so other people who envisage it in different places, they can still purchase the product. I'm like, you're fucking
live and direct.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But do you get the same callers call up?
We have regulars, but we often have new people come in as well. But yes, we do have regulars that like to buy. But we do a range of so many different products, from jewellery to fashion, accessories, handbags. I work on the health and wellbeing side of it as well. So we do cooking shows, talk about supplements. We do a mix of everything, really.
Yeah.
Public speaking for me still freaks me out. I mean, I spoke in Parliament a couple of years. No,
what?
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Wow.
I got asked to speak in Parliament in front of a bunch of MPs.
About what?
Asthma.
Ah.
Yeah. So pays to be in a coma sometimes.
Your brother's there going, I knew that was their end goal.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, seen this coming.
I played the long game. It was a dangerous game, but I played it.
Well, you actually that moment you woke up with the tube coming out, you were like, I'm going to be in the House of Commons talking about this.
Yeah. Watch this, mate. Would you host Elliot's gigs?
Absolutely not. Would you be there? No. I'm so sorry. We've only just met, and I just got. Yeah. No.
I've got to be on stage. I'm on stage. I'm
out.
literally on stage in an hour and 15, and right in the middle when something doesn't land, I'm just gonna go. Poppy was right. Poppy was right.
Told me.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, and now we've got another act on. Have a good time. See you later.
Yes, I didn't warn you. Would I? No, honestly, if the opportunity is there, then yeah, I would love to. So basically, if you've got any jobs going for uni productions, yes. And if you've got any jobs going in what you're doing, please, yes.
You don't want to get into the bloody weird.
She does, and we're willing to get Poppy involved.
One, I was laughing. There's two things here. 2 points. Two key points that we're going to refer back to. One was I really wanted to do. I really want to do like documentaries, like go off and explore. And
you do as well.
I'd love.
Oh, hello.
I'd absolutely love.
Would you like someone to produce it?
Yeah. I reckon it'd be two ADHD kids go around the world and see what it's like. Me and Poppy just bang each other over the head with pans.
Yeah.
We'd just be like, you? And we'd just be kicking each other off all the time. Like, no, it's my camera. No, it's my time to talk. Poppy, I've had enough. I don't know what's going on in my head right now. So my mate lives like a caveman, basically. Walks around barefooted, lives up in Newcastle, no lights in his house, no TVs, no white screens, really in touch with himself. And I was so stressed with work, I was like, I want to go. In my head, I was like, I'm going to go up and film this Stacey Dooley documentary where I go and stay with this guy. And live like a caveman and do that.
I remember you approaching me about it.
I remember approaching you and being like, "Can you come up with me? We'll put mics on. We'll do everything." I had all the questions. I had the screen cuts, everything. I ended up going up there and literally had a GoPro that didn't charge and I'd sold it to him and my GoPro didn't charge. He was like, "Are you filming all of this? You've pretty much taken up my whole weekend." And I was like, I'll make a couple of videos." And they fed me, watered me, had an itinerary all made out, and I'm sat there going, I basically just wanted to run away, to be honest. But I did actually go and do that, and I thought this would be wicked to present. It'd be amazing. And on the flip side of that, because I also think that presenting, and when you go and do those travel docs and stuff, I went travelling, loved it. It was the best thing I've ever done.
Did you find yourself?
I did not. I saw there was some little Warwick Davis lookalike coming down the bridge. I was like, there I am! There's little Warwick, there's me! And then we morphed into each other's body, and now I'm here. I found myself. But I was sat at home. Finished uni, I was sat at home, everyone was telling us to live the life that they wanted to live, or whatever it was. And I genuinely watched a Rick Stein goes travelling, cooking program.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he was in India and he was there and I cried. I was Sunday, I was hungover. I was I don't know where my life's going. And I watched it and I was watching him cook shellfish on the south coast of India and I just cried and I was there's literally a whole world out there and I'm just sitting and watching other people live it, if you know what I mean. That was my sad story, really.
No, that is.
I'd love to go and do that. I'd literally love to go and do that. And then I got invited on Idiot Abroad, and then.
How have you found your time on this episode?
Absolutely. Not me.
Not you.
Sorry,
not you.
I was going to say, are we rounding up? I don't know how far we got on that.
Well,
sorry.
Before we do.
Fuck the list. It's fine.
Fuck the list. I mean, I feel like I ruined that a little bit.
No, you actually did some things that were on the list.
Did I?
Without knowing.
How good I am.
Yeah.
There we go. I have a gift for both of you. It's don't be scared.
Class.
No. So, given the name of the podcast, and also I was going to bring booze, but then realised that you were able to get alcohol here.
Yeah.
You look at you can't wait. So just to teach you a lesson, there we go. That's
it's a real
you.
size. It's a real size coin flute for me. It's
go.
massive.
Number one.
It's like the borrowers, isn't it?
Funny and the money. It's perfect.
Mate, this is beautiful, man. First place as well. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It's also.
Are we joint first?
Yeah.
Yes. No. There's only winners in this room.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or losers, but we'll go with winners.
Thank you.
Right. That's wicked.
So you've enjoyed it?
I haven't got you a present, then. But I reckon. Yeah.
I did buy a drink. It's fine.
You did. Thank you. And your presence is enough.
Yeah.
Cheesy.
That was really good, man. I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, you're the first guest ever, so
Hopefully not the last.
Hopefully not the last. Hopefully, you've had fun. I mean, we don't know when the next one we're doing is, but you know our journeys. Hopefully we'll do some work together. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Little docky.
I'm excited for this. I feel like this is the next step.
I feel like this is what I'm going to speak about for the next half an hour.
What's your social media handles and stuff so people can find you?
Okay, so social media handles are at Poppy Valentine Presenter. That is my real name.
Not the presenter bit.
Not the presenter bit. No, that would be very coincidental. But
Okay, at Poppy Valentine Presenter.
It's just because people have said to me, "Is
Poppy
that real?"
Valentino.
It sounds like a dance.
Slow down.
What? You're going with all of them.
No, yeah.
P. Haddy, Poppy Valentino.
I'm just selfish. I want all the names. But no, people have said to me, "Is that real? Is that a stage name?"
Wait, don't wait. By the way.
Sorry.
No, I take it as a compliment, but
I
seriously.
don't like chocolate, mate.
Is that ADHD?
Sorry, handles.
Yes, Poppy Valentine Presenter.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Poppy.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Respect.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much.
Respect to you too.
I am not really good. Man, love you. Keep going. Peace and love. All right. Live your dreams. Live your life.
Okay, bye.